Well, remember hamsters, they're active at night. So you have to be prepared to hear your hamster at night, and I mean, during the day maybe they're not going to be as active. So if you're getting them for a child and they're up and waking them up constantly, may end up getting bit, and then the hamster's not happy either. What you could do is check online. We have these beautiful fact sheets that give you all the information to get you started with your hamsters. When you're getting a hamster, you want to make sure that you actually have the proper housing for them. These cages, I would maybe use this type of cage just for transporting. So if I was taking him from home from a shelter, just adopting, but I wouldn't house him in there because there's not enough room for him. There's not enough room for him to burrow, to explore. Just, you want to give him more space, and these wire cages are just way too tiny. So what I would do is move him into one of these aquariums, make sure that it's big enough so that he has floor space, and also giving him time outside. With this here, this aquarium, a couple things I would look at is, compared to my Hammy's size, this wheel is too tiny. So I would replace the wheel, because I want to make sure that my hamster can actually get on there, use it safely. So these ones are good because they don't have the wire little mesh where they get their little feet stuck, but it's too tiny for this guy if you get to see this guy. So I would change that out. I would also maybe, his litter box, because yes, they will use their litter box, it's too big. So what I'm going to do is go find myself a smaller one. And then you can see here, we've got Carefresh and other stuff that he can kind of dig through, explore, and just start enrichment in his enclosure. These here, this little plastic thing, it's kind of cute, but it's a little small, so I'm going to go look for something bigger so that he can actually go through it and not get stuck, because you don't want to come in and have your little guy stuck when they're trying to get through a little tunnel, and they love tunnels. If you look at our fact sheet over here, you can see how we've kind of set it up, and you can make them at home, your cardboard cut out for his little house, so that they can hide, tunnel through, and even go in and use the washroom in here as a litter box. You can see how they have enrichment too. They've tied up peel, orange peel. And you're always thinking safety. So if I'm setting up my hamster cage and I have my wheel here, I want to make sure it's secured to whatever I have here, the cardboard box, so that if he's moving around, it doesn't fall on him and hurt him. Because remember, they're just tiny, and if it falls, it can really hurt them. If you look at the size of Alvin and the size of this wheel, it's just too tiny. You want to go a size up so that he actually can get his body in there and turn. This is just too tiny, so he's not going to use it, or he may try and then hurt himself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transition him over here, but I'm going to take some of this from his old house because it's got his smell on it, and then when we put it in the new one, that way it's not going to be all scary when he goes in there and not recognize the smells. Although no other hamsters have been in there, this will just help him get used to his new place. And when I go to reach in for him, I'm going to do 2 hands and just scoop so that it's not so scary. I'm coming, Alvin. I'm going to scoop up. And I've got it in my hand safely, right? And then I'm kind of short for this. I'm going to try and put him in there. There you go, buddy. Swap this out. Because again, I don't want all this bowls and stuff. This is ceramic bowl. It's great. It won't tip, but it's kind of dangerous if it does get knocked over and hurts him. So I want something smaller, and it gives him more floor space. And you want to be checking his water bottle too to make sure it's working. I even tape the water when I fill it up so that I know how much every day he's drinking. So hamsters should eat hamster food. You want to talk to your veterinarian and make sure that you have the proper diet for them. Often we'll get other food that is made special for other small animals or rodents, and we want to make sure that we have the proper food so that they're getting all the nutrients and the right treats. And then we're going to be hamsterific guardians.